Most important thing. Who here is taking fish oil already? Everybody? Almost everybody? You've been outed. Who here is taking pills? Boo. Alright. The science has been done. Taking fish oil in pill form, 1, will fill you. 2 is the least effective way to get what you need out of that pill. You're taking fish oil for one main reason, to get as much EPA and DHA in your body as you can. On a bottle of fish oil pills, is the Costco brand? Trader Joe's brand. All right. Does it say 1,000 milligrams omega-3 on the front?
I think so.
All right. When you get home, flip the bottle around, look at it, and add up the EPA and DHA amounts per serving. I'm willing to guess if it says 1,000 on front, when you flip that bottle over, your totals are going to equal somewhere between 300 and 800 milligrams of actual EPA DHA. If it doesn't, then what it means you're getting somewhere between 800 and 300 milligrams of other oils, fillers, gelatin, safflower, sunflower, whatever. It's things you don't want. It's things you don't need. When you're taking it in liquid form, you take it first thing in the morning, empty stomach, first thing in, first thing to coat, first thing to be absorbed. You know, everybody's been told, oh, take fish oil with food. Well, you got to take it with food if you're taking it with pills, because what happens is if you don't, anybody ever hear of diverticulitis? Eating too many nuts. You know what that is? Eat too many nuts. Every once in a while, one of those nuts will get caught in the lining of your intestine. Your intestine will fold over it and start to rot, and you have to open you up and cut it out. Same thing can happen with taking too many pills. It happens all the time. Taking too many pills also increases your chances of fish burps. Fish burps are pretty nasty, which is why everybody doesn't want to take fish oil, because it tastes like fish. Disgusting. Some companies are trying to flavor their fish oil pills, but now that means there's one more thing in your pill other than fish oil. So again, the efficiency of what you're getting, or the potency of what you're getting, gets lessened as well. When you take pills with food, you're also fighting against the food in your stomach. Some of the things you're eating might help you pass it through quicker, might help it sit there too long. Liquid form is the best way. When you're taking it in liquid form, you get it in, and you get the job done. You don't split it up. You don't take 2 pills at breakfast, 2 pills at lunch, 2 pills at night, 2 teaspoons, 1 teaspoon, something else. If you twist your knee, you don't ice it with 1 ice cube every hour. You pack your knee in ice until it's better. That's the idea with taking all your fish oil at once. That's the idea of taking it in the morning. You can chase it with your coffee, you can chase it with your orange juice, you can chase it with water, you can chase it with bacon, you can chase it with whatever you want. Just take it. It's the most important thing. There's 5 things I stress when I give these talks. Sleep more, eat clean, work on your mobility, lift heavy shit, and take fish oil. And that last one really is the most important thing you can be doing. Yeah.
So we talked earlier, and I take a big dose, almost as much as you, and I have been told to split it up into 2 different servings, so I don't need to do that, like for absorption, I don't need to worry about that?
Everybody's different. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not even a nutritionist by trade. I do my homework, and I've tested a lot of things out myself. I'm here to give everyone as much advice as I can, but the most important thing is what you do with your body. If you are going to split it, we do recommend doing it in the morning and at night before you go to bed.
That's what I do.
It's an empty stomach, right? On certain days, if you train really hard and you've already taken it in the morning, or if you're not sleeping right, or if your diet hasn't been as clean, you might want to take some more. You can take it at night. That's not a problem. If it's too much for you to take in the morning, in your case, you're taking what?
Like 6 teaspoons a day.
6 teaspoons a day?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would take 1 tablespoon in the morning, and then if you wanted another teaspoon at night. It's one of those things. If you're taking the minimum, and I'm going to get into our minimums in a minute, but if you're taking the minimum, I would take it all at once. I wouldn't split that up. If you're taking a larger amount, then it's a different story. You can split it up. The idea of why we want to take a high dosage of EPA and DHA is because if we were to go out on the street, not in CrossFit, we go out on the street and test 10 random people's blood for EPA and DHA levels, they'd be incredibly low. You come into a CrossFit gym and you're testing people's bloods, you'll see a much elevated level. The reasons why we take high doses of EPA and DHA is because the American diet sucks. The American diet is a 20-to-1 omega-3 versus omega-6 ratio. The Mediterranean diet is a 2-to-1 omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. When there's such a variance in between the two, omega-6s in high levels actually cause inflammation, actually cause all the problems that we're dealing with. You don't purposely think you're taking in extra omega-6s because in CrossFit, for the most part, we eat fairly clean. We're not eating grains, we're not eating gluten. However, unless you're eating a fairly grass-fed beef, pastured pork, free-range chicken, wild-caught seafood diet, every one of those animals just listed is most likely being fed grains and corn, is on an incredibly high omega-6 diet. Which is the reason why we've always been told, they got one thing right, don't eat fat, right? All those years we've heard, don't eat the fat on your steak, it's bad for you. They were actually right when it's grain and corn fed, because our fat stores all of the bad in our bodies. So if an animal's been raised on grain and corn its whole life, and we go and eat that fat, well, we're just getting high doses of omega-6, which we don't want. If it's grass-fed, it's wild-caught, if it's free-range, if it's pastured, you're getting an omega-3 rich fatty acid steak, fish, bird, pork. Yep.
What if I've been seeing a lot lately, like veggie fed? So it'll be like free-range chicken, veggie fed, but that's like, I mean, that could still
vegetarian fed.
That's corn.
Yeah, but it could still mean corn. Like, it could still mean.
Oh, vegetarian, yeah.
That's
It's
corn.
like
That's, yeah. And organic also means it's just organic grains and corn also. And the difference between grass-fed and grass-finished, there's a difference also. Whole Foods up until like 8 months ago had grass-fed. They were right. But if you ask them what happened to their animals when they went to slaughter, they'll tell you that they were put on grain and corn to fatten them up for the last 3 months. I'd rather eat something that was grain and corn fed its entire life and its last 3 months were put out to pasture and grass-fed. At least that way it's cleaner than the other way around.
So what are the, just break down the benefits of taking fish oil?
Right. We're going to get to those right now. So the benefits of taking fish oil. It's an anti-inflammatory. Inflammation is the root to all evil. Inflammation causes arthritis, tendinitis, ileitis, inflammation of the lower intestine. Macular degeneration, blindness in old people. It causes children with ADD to be less responsive. It causes autistic children to be less responsive. Inflammation causes degeneration of lean muscle mass. Inflammation causes Alzheimer's. Cancerous cells are spread through inflammation. The list goes on and on and on. The benefits to taking a high dosage of omega-3, EPA, and DHA is because we're putting a natural balance back into our systems. When you can reduce inflammation on a cellular level, it's literally like icing your body from the inside out. You're reducing that inflammation everywhere, where you can't get to doing regular mobility and regular icing. The eyeball is made up of 60% of omega-3 fatty acids. As you get older, as you're eating less and less of those, blindness occurs because those fatty acids start to degenerate out of your system. You can help prevent that by increasing the amount of omega-3s you put in your system. And also, don't be fooled by total omegas. You got a bottle at home that says total omega-3, 6, and 9. School's out on omega-9, if it's good or bad. There's real no benefit or reason not to take it. And omega-6, we just went over, the whole reason why you don't want to take any additional omega-6s is because it's in our diets on a regular basis, whether we like it or not. So taking a total omega, which is 3, 6, and 9, don't know what it does. 6, it causes inflammation, and 3, it's an anti-inflammatory. You're basically spending money on a pill that cancels itself out, right? The best way to do it is to take a liquid form and look at the ingredients.